Of course, guys, welcome to the Audit with Robert Alai. And for the first time, the host is hosting the host. That's why he decided to let me introduce myself.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I understand.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good.
We also fine, Bwana. This is your
You're
interview.
orange.
Yes, this
Are
is.
you now a politician or you're already host?
Bwana, I'm already kitted up,
Yes.
ready to go.
Ready to campaign.
Yes.
How has it been since you announced that you want to be the MP?
I think it has been crazy. It has been an eye-opener about the Kenyan voter and what they think.
Yes.
Definitely, easily I can tell you the Kenyan voter breeds thieves. Okay?
Why?
They breed thieves, and unless something changes anytime,
Yes.
we'll still have leaders who, when they get into parliament,
Yes.
all they will do is to try and recoup
Yes.
everything that, they spent during the campaigns.
Yes.
Because a typical example, a group of young men create a WhatsApp group with names and create names and put a list of contributions of a funeral.
Yes.
An alleged funeral, and put a few other waheshimiwas, you understand, to have already contributed. So that pressure hits you like, Alai has already contributed and I haven't. So let me throw in something
yes,
there.
yes.
Kumbe, this is just a stage-managed funeral.
Yes.
Then
Yes,
again,
yes.
all the problems are now directed to you.
To you.
Things that maybe they could even solve themselves.
Yes.
And small issues, that means it is money each and every single day.
Yes, yes.
And to me, if you've seen my campaign slogan, it's Utu na Watu.
Yes.
Humanity and people.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that should never leave a leader is humanity. The thought, if that virtue leaves you, once you're not humane,
Yes.
you become an animal.
Yes.
Once you become an animal, that is when funds that are allocated for projects,
Yes.
you can divert them to your own projects.
Yes.
Special projects. So, being humane that I am,
Yes.
and the course that I took in campus,
Yes.
that is community development and working with the community, the things that you still go and see and say, you know what, in my one way or another, I don't have to be elected
Yes.
to do this.
Yes.
This is a simple thing that maybe the community has not been able to see on how to solve, but it's something we can do.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
And,
Yes.
you've done a lot, and you still have to spend a lot, because you have not even started the campaigns, and you've started spending.
I was just talking with my team the other day,
Yes.
and we were talking about how much this campaign would easily cost us.
Yes.
We were almost getting to 50 million shillings.
Yeah, very possible in Nairobi.
Easily at 50 million shillings.
Yes.
Because you are talking about the number of voters and number of wards in my constituency, Langata. Say T-shirts alone. You want to say kit and reach 1,000 people to wear your T-shirts in every single ward. And say 1,000 T-shirts.
How many voters do you have?
I have 157,000.
Yes.
157,000.
1,000.
So if you are able to get to, say, 50% of that,
Yes, yes.
we are talking about crazy, crazy money.
I was watching the campaigns in Zambia.
All right.
The recent election, and they were talking about the human billboards.
Yes.
And so this issue, it was very cheap for them to campaign by putting on reflectors and these T-shirts.
T-shirts and
yes, yes. So,
yeah.
And that's why I say that I thought that, do you have to do it? And I realized you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Because it's the cheapest.
You have to do it because now if you kit maybe a boda guy with a reflector and this guy moves around with your photo and maybe slogan at the back,
Yes.
and maybe amebeba mtu, this person mwenye amebebwa is already reading.
Yes.
It's being having done a bit of marketing too. It is very, very important.
So where are you going to get the 50 million? Because 50 million is almost the same amount you're going to get as salary for the period of 5 years.
This thing is not about what you're going to get or where you're going to get the money. It gets to a point where leadership and the position you get yourself into requires that you give more. Him that much has been given, much is required. You understand?
Yes.
Could be a big loss, but the biggest thing in life is the number of people you would have touched during your period as their leader. Okay? the number of children who will look back and say, I went to school because of this guy. He was honest enough to allocate for me the
This
CDF
bursary, yeah.
that was actually supposed to be allocated to me. That he did not divert this to maybe a ghost school somewhere, but he brought this. You'll be a happy person. In life, I always believe that once you get to know your purpose, then everything get to change.
And you know, you've touched on a very important thing, the humane.
The humane, that will never change.
Just having the integrity, you know, and the feeling that I'm still a human being. Even when people are fighting, you say that there are things I can't do.
Yes.
Because I'm still a human being.
Yes.
And even siasa, itaisha.
Itaisha, and we will have to go on with our lives.
Life will go on.
That's true.
So let's start from where we were supposed to start.
Talk to me, bro. Maybe you introduce me.
So karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
This is the audit. This is the
amazing
simple set. The simple set.
But thank you so much for coming to my show.
Yes,
and I promised you.
Yes. It was
you,
very nice to be on the show.
Yes.
In fact, I was very much encouraged when people were telling me that go for that seat, because what you said in Jalango is what we want to hear from politicians.
That's true.
That you're saying that you don't go to politics to make money. You're going to change lives.
That's true.
Let's focus on changing lives. So, how did you start? What was born and bred in?
If I really tell you how I started, it will be a very long story. But my journey begins in Homa Bay town, where my parents were.
Yes.
And my parents, from a humble background, definitely. Back then, the village, there's nothing much to celebrate.
Yes.
My father was a photographer. All right?
Photographer. Yes, money. Manual camera.
No. Actually, he used to be a chromatography. The guy who used to wash the photos and would come from that other end and people would wait. He used to tell me it's chromatography. So you used to work
for who?
For Kodak. So there's this Kisii guy called Nyakundi who was working in Kisii, and he had his studios. And my dad was one of his few engineers who could mix the colors and make sure that your photos come out. So you could have, picha imechomeka, maji chomeka. So my dad used to do that.
Yes.
And that's why I would accompany him to the studio so many times. And later we came to Homa Bay when he used to live in Kisii. Homa Bay and Kisii is near. And as we were living with my mother in Homa Bay. So when Nyakundi moved to Homa Bay, where he opened his first studio. That is where now my dad also got to open his own.
Yes, his own studio.
His own studio.
In Homa Bay.
In Homa Bay.
Yes, and it grew.
It grew kidogo.
But people, you know, Luos and pictures is not a very good
combination. It's not a good combination.
Because they don't take much. I'm a golara marabur.
So it was a case of a few we could manage.
Yes.
But then...
but also the biggest market was schools.
It was schools.
Working in secondary schools.
But then my dad never used to do that.
Yes.
He could just wait for the people in Kadhuda photography to go where, Nani to go where, then come and bring the photos to be done.
Yes.
So that's how we used to survive.
And the payment was
just to make the payment.
Yes.
Just so, kidogo. Yeah. I went to Lake Primary School in Homa Bay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got surprised. Almost thought that you went to Kisumu.
No. Lake Primary
I think
School.
There's lake in Kisumu.
There's Lake Primary in Kisumu.
Yes.
Lake Primary School, Homa Bay. Yes. PO Box 217 Homa Bay. So that is where I did my KCPE.
Yes.
I got myself a good C, 442 marks.
Yes. That was good. Then you were
out of 700. I was almost into half. But then I was lucky enough because of the quota system and where Lake Primary was. I got a calling letter to Maseno School. All right? And you know, those days your calling letter was your calling letter.
Yes.
And when you go, you can either get your space or you find it sold.
Yeah.
So I reported 2 months later. 2 months, almost a month into 2 months. This was my dad trying to raise funds to be able to...
Yeah, and you know that one is almost April, May.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Father is trying to raise funds left, right, and center. It didn't actually happen. So by the time we was getting this money, I've got my uniform, everything ready. We got to Maseno School, and the chance was gone. And those days, nobody would come to your house looking for
100%. Who was the principal, Otula?
No, Otula joined later.
Yeah, okay.
Otula joined later because I can remember in 2001 when Otula now joined Maseno School, when now they became the basketball champions.
Yes.
That is when I think Otula came on board.
Yeah.
So when I went to join, I was not admitted.
Yeah.
So that's how I left. And that was the first time I ever saw my dad cry. Because to him, he was this staunch guy about school, and he knew very well that this is the only chance that would change the fortunes of the family.
Maseno School was Maseno School.
Maseno School was Maseno School. Has always been Maseno School.
Yes.
So, I'm here with Maseno School uniform, which he has struggled to buy.
Yes.
From Blackberry.
Everything.
Blackberry in Kisumu. And so,
yes,
we leave. I go straight to Barkanyango Secondary School. That is all the way in Nimbo, Usenge.
Yes.
In a place called Nyamonye.
It's a day school.
It's a day and boarding school. But we have more people on day than in boarding school. So we are at Barkanyango Secondary School. PO Box 14, Nyamonye.
Do you have some of the alumni of Barkanyango?
Yeah?
Do you have some of the alumni of Barkanyango?
I can't remember because I was there only for Form 1 alone.
Oh, okay.
So there are so many people who I can't remember, I can't recall, because it was just a stint. Remember, I was also joining very late. So at Barkanyango Secondary School, that is where it all begins now. But then the struggles again of school fees, left, right, and center for the coming second term, Nini. So he opted to transfer me to Nyangoma Boys in Bondo, where my brother George was already in school.
Admitted, yeah.
So George was in Form 2 and I was in Form 1. So when I was joining, it was easy for my father to come and just request, nimelipia huyu kidogo.
Yes,
so that he could be paying school fees. Jumla. Kidogo 5,000. So in later in that time, my brother dropped out. He told me, bro, I see a lot of potential in you. But I'm seeing the way old man is struggling. Allow me to go. I wish you well. He never came back. He went back to the village. That's how I was able to, with him dropping out, gave me an opportunity and eased the burden on my dad to be able to pay my school fees.
To finish school.
To finish school. That one I went all the way to Form 4. I got my good C+. A C+ in Jangoma Secondary School is an A-plane in study.
Yes.
Because of the conditions that are happening there.
Because of the lack of the resources.
Lack of resources and everything. When we were finishing, that is when the library was coming up.
Yes.
And it had like 15 books.
Yes.
You have like 5 teachers. Mr. Nyamolo gets in. He teaches English. The bell rings. He teaches maths. The bell rings. Ayoki gets in biology. Same teacher just doing the same thing. You get what I mean?
Yes.
So with a C+, there's a time a guy called Kennedy Ogweo, I can remember very well, got an A-. The school was closed for 2 weeks for celebration. 2 weeks. Then he got actually a scholarship from Jomo Kenyatta Foundation, and he was the first person to ever come from USIU. Now at that time we are in Nyangoma, we are just hearing about USIU, like, hey! And it's going on a scholarship.
Yes.
So it motivated us so much. But even with that kind of motivation and everything, we were still able to only get a C+. So with my C+, I went back to Homa Bay.
Yes.
And
but with that condition, getting a C+ was very hard because your colleagues or your classmates, most of them are from the village, very poor.
My friend. My friend, we had every walk of people in that school. Somebody is a watchman at night, comes to school during the day.
Yes.
Some teacher who is a student from that place but has never gone to the university. So he got a C+, but he's teaching you to get an A instead of coming to repeat. So I went back to Homa Bay, Alai.
Yes.
This is, I think, the first time I ever got depressed. Nowadays is when I'm getting to know what depression is.
Yes.
When you are in a place like Homa Bay, unadhani kichwa inakuuma or yani tu uko tu na stress, but not depression.
Yes.
So Why am I being depressed here, Alai? Because everybody around me has left for college. All right? See, Wodengane, the son of Nani, has already left. Nani has already left. So you are left here. And you have your C+, which could easily get me to a TTC in Migori or in Asumbi or an MTC or just a technical college. You understand? So I went and told my dad, when am I going to college? I think he's never laughed more than that. He told me, you've seen what I've gone through.
To put you here, to get you where you are now.
In high school.
Yes.
It is you now who I want to depend on.
Yeah.
You are finished. You are done.
Yes.
You are done. It's over for you.
Yes.
And that's when I realized that there was no school. So I used to lock myself in the house. Just the embarrassment that, hey, huyu kijana alimaliza shule siku hizi anatembea tu hapa. But then one day, my brother Dan had already started working at Capital Fish, which was one of the fish factories in Homa Bay. Now this fish factory, ironically, is right opposite Lake Primary School.
Yeah.
So the teachers who used to teach you in primary see you walk across to go manual jobs.
Yes.
So you're being used as example to other students. Work hard so that you are not like that fool. But then that's what we used to do, work at Capital Fish.
Yes.
Join myself. Then we started going now deep lake fishing, where you cast the net.
Yes.
We became fishmongers.
Yes.
So it's called rimba.
Yes.
So you throw cast the net in the evening.
You go at night. Sometimes you stay for days.
Yeah. So this one we used to go at 6, cast the net, pull it the whole night.
Yeah.
And the women would be there.
How is the lake at night?
Bro, it's cold and mosquitoes everywhere and everything. And you're with illiterate people who've never stepped in class, people you can't discuss anything with, people who know nothing. You are here yesterday talking about mitochondria, you're talking about pipettes, titrations, and you are here titrating fish now. It go crazy, but then that was the only opportunity.
Yes.
So you'd pull the fish and sell to the women in the morning. Then there was this thing called fish for sex.
Yes.
So if you're also not into that,
you know that's why I think
it's a very sad situation.
It's very touching that you guys never, because fish for sex almost eliminated a whole generation of...
A whole generation.
Yes.
And it is a very sad thing.
Yes, it's a very sad... Nobody has...
I'm so lucky I never fell into that trap because I was not one of the bosses. So I could not decide who gets fish and who doesn't. I used to be paid for the little job that I've done.
Yes.
All right? So one day in the morning, my dad just told me, you wanted to go to college? Very good. He gave me 2 trousers and 2 shirts and 800 shillings and told me, go be a man. Go to Nairobi.
Who gave you that?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yes.
When did you after Maisha?
Yes. He had actually organized a few of my relatives here who I was coming to visit.
Yeah, to stay with.
To stay with. But staying with relatives, my friend, is the hardest thing in this city. So I got myself in Nairobi.
Yes.
Few relatives here and there. A few didn't welcome me. A few didn't, but I always thank in any interview I've ever done to my one uncle, Uncle Chieng. Uncle Chieng, one day, after they tried living with this other rich... Other affluent ones. One day I was thrown out. I went to his place in Embakasi Quarry.
Yes.
And he told me, I've been waiting for you.
Because
nobody comes to Nairobi and goes to live This is where everybody starts.
Yes.
You understand? So that is where we used to be with him, with his wife and 2 children. So he has his wife here, we are in one room. Now conjugal rights cannot happen, the wife is getting mad. And my uncle used to repair radios in the slums. A new radio in the slums is like 200. So can you imagine repairing how much?
10,
20. That's right. And with that 10, 20 shillings, my uncle still used to
buy food.
And even give me money and tell me, go chase your dream. Because I told him, Brian, the one thing I love is acting. I know very well that if I can ever get a chance to go to the National Theatre, that is one thing that will change. And he used to see it, how passionate I was about this
the
thing.
acting.
So he would give me some 250 to take the train, go to town. Sometimes I don't have it, I walk from Embakasi.
Where's Quarry? Near the...
Embakasi Quarry, Kirima buildings.
Yes.
So this is between Avenue Park 1, Avenue Park 2 at the back. Yeah. Nowadays it's been swept off the long, tall flats. Have taken over around that whole place.
Yes, yes.
I can't even remember where we used to live.
And those, most of the tall flats are owned by cops, senior cops. So it's a very funny thing. Anyway.
So that is where we did, and I also had a stint at Kenyan in Kamburu during these hustles where my uncle George also works as a storeman at Kenyan. The day I knew I was getting employed, somebody from I don't know where just came in and my position was taken.
Yes, give it away.
Yeah, I had to come back to Nairobi again, back and forth. I went and lived with my auntie in Kitale for some time. Tukipika mandazi huko. That's why I know the whole of Kitale like the back of my hands. From Machinjoni to Matisi to Kipsongo to Line Moja to Line Saba to Kiminini, because I used to take mandazi on a bike every single morning. That is one thing I can never forget. An amazing experience with
you're selling ponge.
Yes, but they used to call it. They used to call it kangumu. So I would get it from Machinjoni from my aunt, drop the first one at Central, at Township Primary to Central Primary, St. Columba Stadium, Swara, Line Moja, Section 57, all the way.
Kangumu or Kaimati?
Kaimati, Kangumu, one of those things. What people nowadays,
because they call them Kangumu and KDF now.
KDF now, yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I used to do. I had a long, I stayed almost a year with my aunt there. Then I came back to Nairobi, still pursuing this dream of acting. And that's how I got myself to the National Theatre.
Yes.
At the National Theatre, rehearsals. It took me almost a year before I could get a chance to get on stage.
What are you going to do? You just go stand, wait
You go auditions, you are double casted. So, you know, when you are a double cast, unless the lead role is not there, that's when you can get a chance. And that's how I actually got a chance one day. We were doing these set books and the guys had just been paid. One of the lead roles had gone to drink. So the next day, the teachers have brought students again. This guy can't be found, and that's how I got a chance to now do what? Get myself on stage. Yes.
Which are some of the set books you did?
I did...
Amezidi.
Amezidi, no. Amezidi was a book I did when in high school.
Yes.
I think it was the last time it was ever done was in 2001, 2002. It was also abolished because people said it was too hard.
Yes, Amezidi.
Amezidi. But then if you understood it, it was a very deep political book. I think I need to read it again.
Yes.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
I did Coming to Bath.
Yes.
Coming to Bath was very nice. This is by the same lady who wrote The River and the Source. Margaret, I think it's Margaret. Coming to Bath.
Yes.
I did Kifo Kisimani. I did...
how many, which kind of, I wanted to ask about this thing, you know, you act Swahili books. You know, sometimes Swahili is your mdomo yetu.
No.
When you're from the village especially.
Easily, I won the best narrator in Swahili.
Yeah, okay.
For 5 years. How did you know the Swahili? No, you see, at times comes when all you have to do is be strong. What is left? If
you have to be innovative.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember even some lines from the same books to this moment. Because I remember the first time I ever got onto the main stage. This is the time I'd started traveling with a few people, but it wasn't making sense because everybody wanted the big stage.
Yes.
So on this day, this guy is not there. And it is a time for me now to show people
to shine, yeah,
what I can do. So I've just been given the role like, you know what, just do it. The guy might come tomorrow. I got on that stage. Lucky enough, it was a very emotional opener. You know, you are the first person opening the book, the play. Students are all there. The teachers are there. The king, the lights on you. You know, it's all dark. Then the spotlight on you. Pap! Karibuni sana kwa mwisho wa kosa. Ni riwaya iliyoandikwa naye Z Burwani na kuchapishwa na Longhorn Publishers. Na kwa idhini ya Longhorn kunakiliwa kuwa tamthilia naye bwana Jasper Okda. Huyo ni mkurugenzi wa kikundi maarufu Jicho 4 Productions, kikundi kinachojishughulisha na uigizaji jukwani vitabu vya fasihi katika shule za upili nchini Kenya. Ili tujue ni msika yupi alotenda kosa lipi na vipi na lini na kwa nini, jiunge nasi toka hapa hadi ufuoni mwa bahari, meli yetu itakapotua nanga kwa Uhondo Riboribo. Riwaya hii ni kumuhusu Monica. Wewe bro,
but what is Riboribo?
Riboribo is yani top notch,
yes,
top notch vibe. Don't go away because this thing is going. Bro, I used to figure this thing.
Yes, and you know the thing I like about Jalango. Whatever we do or we say about Jalango, one thing is that whatever she does, he's passionate. He's passionate about it.
I only have two things in my life. It's either I'm doing it or not doing it. I don't have a gray area in my life. It's black or white.
Yes.
So, because I never want to let anybody down.
Yeah. Especially your clients.
Clients come top notch. Because in this city, if you find somebody who can sign a contract and give you that Alai, this is it. Go and make my brand big. Just to close on one deal. Board meetings, every agency coming in, then they choose on you. You better just do it the best. And that's why any brand I've ever touched, I've always been too passionate about. And that's how I've been surviving in this city. You get? So, we are there acting, doing all this.
Yes, books, the
set books and all. But then, you know, myself, I'm not the kind of person to stay somewhere for long. Always looking for opportunities. So with these set books, we got to travel everywhere in this country. From Garissa to Lamu, from Lamu to Homa Bay to Sikri, to everywhere. To Bungoma. There's no part of this country we never touched. Because we used to start, say, from the coast. So we'll start from Lamu, come to Mpeketoni.
How do you get called?
Now there's a marketing team that goes prior and markets the shows. So even before you start traveling, you can see the list of schools that have confirmed. We used to go for bigger schools so that the small subsidiary schools could come and watch the plays.
Yes, from the place.
Like if we are, say, in Pangani Girls, you'd bring in Jericho High School, all these small schools.
Is it still happening?
Right now with COVID, it's been hard, but they're trying in their small ways. But it's something that should happen because, you know, some students are not able to read the whole book. But if they watch it, they can grasp.
And also when they read and they don't see the plays, sometimes they don't understand.
It becomes really hard. Yes.
So apart from the set books, the other thing which I loved about Kenya National Theatre was the ethnic plays.
Now that is where things changed. That is where we changed our lives totally. Myself, Ogana, Idi Achieng, Fanuel Odera.
Yes.
They created a group called Culture Spill Productions, which I was not actually part of initially. But then I left and joined them. Now we started doing these plays. I left set books and all, and that is where we started making real money now. Things changed totally because now at this time, you're doing 5 plays in a weekend, and the National Theatre capacity is 500, 400. And they are always sold. Akina Lupita used to come.
I know Professor Nyang
was an ardent fan. We have images.
There's no
play he could ever miss.
Yes.
We used to make money, my friend. That time I was still living in Mwiki. Then
Then I got the end of the buses.
I got 17B. We used to pick them at Khalsa Girls down. So at that time, we are making money. You have 5 plays. We rehearse for a month. We do the one weekend. Friday 1 play, Saturday 2 plays at 3 at 6, then Sunday 3 and 6 p.m. Sold out. And they're paying 1,000 bob. And you have 1,500 people, 2,500 people watching. Say it's a full house, 500. You can imagine how much you are making. A weekend we could close in at 2.5 M. Then pay the casts, pay everything, rehearsal space and all. Then at that time, Agan Odero was a guy at National Theatre. So he could understand, we could rehearse for free, then pay at the end of the play. So at the end of the month, he could easily walk away with 50 to 100,000 once everything has been paid. Then things were moving very fast then. At that time, Citizen TV had just started putting up the local plays. Inspector Mwala, I think, was the first. Then Papa Shirandula came in. Then Mother-in-Law. A lot of there was now the birth of the local content.
Yes.
Definitely courtesy of Coach himself, Waruru Wachira.
I call him Ondieko.
Coach himself,
Yes.
amazing guy, amazing mentor. Somebody I have every single respect for.
No, you have to respect that guy. Even whatever he does at that place.
Yes.
I think people need to build on his vision because he had a very serious vision for the country. Even bringing things like Viusasa
and everything.
Yes.
So Waruru Wachira is one man I respect so much, and he has never let me down.
If you call him,
I think if there's one person who's ever let Waruru Wachira down is me, not him.
Why? Yes.
Not him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you as the story goes on. So, Papa Shirandula has just begun. Charles Bukeko, the late, God rest his soul in peace, and Will Broder at the big thing.
Yes.
And we are telling, we are acting with Will Broder at the National Theatre, Luo plays. We are telling you, what we can do in that play. Just give us
one chance.
Just one chance. So we kept on begging. So I think episode 6 or 10, that is when we are now called. Because Will Broder is to be married and his uncles have to come from the village. So we are called and scripted in for one role.
Yes.
One role. And this is me and Otoyo. So today Otoyo could have been Jalango and I could be Otoyo today. Because the script was there. Charles Bukeko brought it, Papa.
Yes.
And he told us, choose a role.
Choose your role.
And I just said, okay, I'll be Jalango. And so today, Otoyo would have been Jalango.
Yes.
Were it not for Papa, I would not be Jalango.
This is
today.
which year?
This is back in beginning 2006, 7.
Yes.
7 into post-election.
Yes.
Then into 2008.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the first time I heard of the name Jalango, I think I was working in TZ, hustling there. Then I said Jalango. But when I watch those plays, he's acting in Luo. He's speaking in a Luo accent.
But he calls himself
Jalango. Then I say,
but you see, Jalango, actually Jalango is a Luo name. Yeah. Professor Jalango?
Yes.
Him who was in South Africa a lot, did a lot of work in
political science, I think, professor.
Political, yeah. Then, funny enough, Professor Jalango's home is right opposite Nyangoma High School. So I don't know how things are. I had the passed on.
I think he did. Yeah,
he did pass on.
Yes.
God rest his soul in peace.
Yes.
But now, when you Google Jalango, you can't see Professor Jalango. You can't see this. You can see Ivan Jalango, the rugby guy, the journalist. Then there's a rugby guy who are also called Jalango. So Jalango definitely. Later, I came to realize a few Luos who borders Jalango.
Yes.
Jalango being a Kalenjin. The area of Sondu.
Yes.
If you are light skinned and nini, so it's like your mother crossed this other side.
Yes.
And cross pollination and everything. So they would easily call you Jalango.
Yeah.
Yes. Around Sondu, Chabera area.
Yes.
Now, we are called here, bro. I tell Otto, bro, this is the one chance we've been looking for. If we mess it up, even God himself will not forgive us.
Yeah.
So we have been given the script, we've gone through it, everything. Then
this is Papa Shirandula.
Papa Shirandula now. Then the cameras roll. We didn't do anything in the script. We went out of the script. Everybody was laughing. Akina Papa were like, who are these people? Who are they? The director was huko chini, amekufa nini. Until it got to a point where I told, can you guys now say even 2 things in the script?
Yeah.
Then later it went on air.
Yes.
I didn't even watch my first episode at my house.
Yes.
I watched it in a hotel because I was late. I was rushing to Miki. I got to watch it, man. That was the biggest moment in my life. And it was life-changing.
Yes, and you watch it with people, and people still don't realize the person they are watching it with.
I was just somewhere seated quietly watching it.
Yes.
And I said, this is it.
Yes.
Then the magic call came in. Waruru Wachira says, I need those guys. So the script is changed that while other people are going back to Kenya, Otoyo and Jalas jumped through the window of the bus. They are still somewhere in Nairobi to have us retained in the script. Can you imagine?
Yes.
So we are here, then we come back now. So it's chapa, episode after episode. Thank God Citizen is running them now. And people can actually...
doing a repeat?
A rerun.
Okay.
Yes,
Very
I don't know if they should pay us or we are deciding.
No,
we don't know.
This is the free service you do to the country.
To the country now.
Yes.
So it's back and forth. Then Kiss, Nyambane leaves Kiss.
Yes.
And the big announcement comes.
Yes.
We are looking for a replacement. Can you take the big shoes? Then I've not even heard it. The person who again comes at the National Theatre to tell us about this big audition coming up is Churchill. Churchill at that time is already working at Classic.
Yes.
So he knows that one of us need to get in. So he calls us for a meeting, like 10 comedians, and he puts us down. And he tells us, listen, guys, there's an opportunity. This is me, Otoyo, there was Marangi.
Asego.
Everyone. No, Asego actually didn't come.
He didn't come from the comedian.
Yes, he was ready at Alliance as a teacher.
Yes. You know, this is an upmarket version of Kenyan National Theatre.
Yes. So the trials begin, bro. So the first day, the day thousands of people show up. Then the first thing they ask, if you have a degree, move to the left. If you don't have, thank you so much for coming. Remember, Nyangoma boys, C+. Where do I get a degree?
Yes, yeah.
But then I said, okay, what's the worst that can happen?
Yes.
So I went with the guys with degrees.
Yes. You have the degree of the University of Life.
Yes. School of Hard Knocks.
Yes, School of Hard Knocks.
So this lady comes again and say, now, if you have a degree in communication, it's an added advantage.
And then communication was Youre.
It was
Youre,
started, yeah.
And
So
USIU.
yeah. So that one alone cuts people out.
Off. Anybody from the village intimidated by that
then we are told that if you been having your degree is good, but if you've ever worked on radio or on TV, it's an added advantage to you. Now we're left, I don't know how many people. So now the trials and now the time for the interview comes. I walk in, I tell them that, Pati Kwako is seated there, the beautiful Mutoko. I tell them that this thing that you're looking for, I don't have. But I know very well I'm the person you're looking for. He just told me, I think I lack his confidence.
Yeah, and you know how Karo can intimidate you with a portion.
Mutoko is one woman I respect.
Yeah, she's
thorough.
Very interesting and
she's
very
thorough.
interesting.
She's
Yeah.
thorough.
Yes,
She's very, very thorough.
Yes.
Amazing woman.
Yes.
Even today when all these problems get to me,
Yeah.
she's always the first person to ask me, are you okay?
Yes.
Are you putting your head up?
Okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
So we start, it's back and forth trials. Then we are left with Larry, the two of us.
Yes.
Then Larry is allowed to go on air with Caroline. Then I used to sit outside. But then they will call me and I will read an interesting story from the newspaper. So I had a segment called The Inside Story. So I'll look for the papers, the small columns. That is why we'll take 2 interesting stories. Then they'll say, so they'll do newspaper reviews, then they'll say, now let's check what Jalango has to say from wherever. Where is it? We don't know even if he's got the papers. Hello? Yes, Caro. Then I'm just right outside there, but I'm acting as if I don't know.
Yeah, in the other part of the
news today is coming from Maseno. There's a woman who's underwear. So I used to bring crazy
story. Because you'll get one in the newspaper.
Then guys started saying, we need that guy in the studio. So there was voting, can Jalango come? Then they said, let Jalango come. So we used to be Larry Asego, Caroline Mutoko, Mzee Jalango Mwenyewe. And I would just be doing my crazy thing. So we were a trio.
3 of you.
Then back and forth, Larry was dropped, he went to Classic. And I was left with Mutoko, the 2 of us.
Yes.
Hapo tunapiga. By that
How
time,
many years?
We worked for almost 3 years.
Yes.
3 years.
With Caro.
With Caroline.
Caro is a very strong lady.
My
She's a
friend,
very strong character.
Every single day,
Yes.
I used to pray that she finds me at work.
Yes.
But most of the time, I found her.
Yes.
This woman would wake up, I don't know, 4. By 4:30, she's already at work. By that time, she was living around West T. Myself, I'm coming from Kasarani, Mwiki huko. So I'm taking Mwiki, drops me to Kasarani, another mat straight to town, another mat straight to Westlands. So you can imagine what time I have to wake up to make sure that I connect to be at Kiss at 4. Every single day.
And sometimes you come from those places and those people take 30 minutes.
Yes.
Still wanajaza gari.
Wanajaza gari na unajua ni asubuhi. So wow.
And you can't do much because ukitoka hapo nje unaweza kupigwa ngeta.
Mbaya sana. So umekaa tu hapo then actually when I bought my first car is Caroline who asked me, how do you make it here? I told her, she told me, go get a loan right now from Robert Kubutiri, our finance guy at Radio Africa. Yes. He will organize for you. Stand big down here. You know how Caroline used to call anyone?
Yes.
I need them to give him a loan now. Hey. So they gave me 300,000. Yes. I went to Sarit Center. You know that billboard where cars were being sold? Yes. I saw Starlet KAU 003. And I bought it for 250,000. And I went straight to Park Road and put music and big tires and started to celebrate. I used to drive that car with almost my legs outside. Yeah. And music loud, my friend. Yes, only to realize that rich people with big cars are quiet in tinted cars. Yes. I changed everything and just went and sat quiet in my car. And life continued. But then then Caroline, things were changing. And I think she was moving, changing a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And that's how I got a chance to go to Radio Maisha, where I met Alex Mwakideu.
Tell me, you know, before you proceed to Radio Maisha, there's a lot of discussions which have come in about the role of comedians on the main radio show. And some people argue that comedians need not to be the main show. They need to have segments. Very short segments. But now you find like MC Tricky and the co-host, Awilo and co-host, everywhere. They have comedians.
Radio has really changed.
Yeah.
Radio has really changed because people's concentration has also gone down.
Yes.
You know, when you switch on radio, you need to have fresh content every time. Radio, the first person you must always think about is the audience. All right? Then content that the audience is listening to. Now, the only content that is tried and tested is music.
Yes.
All right? Because they always tell, if you don't have something to say, play a song.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because it has already been researched, tried, and
it's what
ready.
People have.
That is what everybody is waiting for.
Yes.
You get what I mean? Then, it comes to that point where can a co-host hold a conversation without the other side of the coin? You understand? Which is the other side? So you see, like me, I work with Kamene, affluent girl, well brought up, crazy woman, and everything. So she needs somebody to look at her differently, change her perspective.
Yes.
And if you blend,
calm her down.
If you blend well, the problem comes in when the comedian now can't blend well, and is also not well informed.
Yes.
So every other time they are speaking, they're saying something different. All right. No, bring us a drink, Bwana. I like this. Yes. Give us a drink. Give us a drink. I like working with you. So you get when you blend well with your main host, then it becomes really interesting. When you don't blend, that is when a comedian shows up just for a stint and goes out. So they have their signature hour where they come in and just move on. Yes. You understand?
Like mine I used to have with Mwalimu King'ang'i. Before Mwalimu King'ang'i became a mainstay.
Mainstay. Yeah. But I think it gives you even time to blend and it works really well. I think it's a very good thing. Yeah.
So I like the idea, but still, I think the old school presenters.
But comedy has also changed. Comedians no longer wear big things in their stomach na vitu kwa matako bwana to make you look funny, or you're having an accent only. You must also think, read, be informed about issues. You understand? But give the hilarious side of it. You understand? If you're looking for somebody with a Luo accent, they can easily just go to Karachuonyo and get somebody with a Luo accent who does not have to struggle. You understand?
Yes.
So with your accent, what are you doing?
Yes.
You know, kitambo you could just say, Mimi nisaingia, and that is funny. Usaingia sahi it's so
from there. So
because you see, people came in and people got to realize actually, kumbe there are people who actually talk like this.
And you know, the funny thing is that Kenya is a copycat industry. But Jalango has created his brand.
Yes.
Especially, you know, some of the most interesting, I think after post-election violence, where you got a lot of gigs. Now, this is now stand-up. And you used to come, I think one of the shows I went to, the first one I went live was at Hilton.
Hilton?
Yes.
Crazy
Hilton.
Monday?
Yes, the Crazy Monday.
Yeah.
So we used to call guys there, then we come for the Crazy Monday. I used to laugh mpaka naanguka because you and Otoyo is like a twin.
And Mshamba, Zebedayo.
Yes.
That was a very good thing. I wish we can bring it back.
Yes,
you know, guys used to leave the office tired and everything.
Yes.
So we started working with the Hilton. But there's some greed that checked in.
Oh.
They used to think that we make a lot of money.
Yes.
So they wanted revenue shares and a lot. But if we can get a place to do that thing,
yes.
But Alai bwana, you know, also sometimes you need to give people space.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me still going back on stage let me tell you guys, it can be very hard because comedy is changing very fast.
Yes.
And these young people have energy from
But I think you're still very young.
Yeah, I'm
because
very
if you check with the developed countries and some of the comedians, I don't know.
But the way they rebrand themselves again and again and again.
And also now, they become very special. They do only the special shows.
You see, for example, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart would take a whole year to just plan his next tour.
Yes.
All right? But you see, the States is very different from here.
Yes.
It's like acting for the whole of Africa. So I would say, you know what, the numbers there are crazy. You see, I will still depend on my Kenyan community because definitely, you know, I need to do a tour. Where would you do a tour? Mombasa, Kisumu, Mandera.
No,
one day,
but with devolution. But with
I'll tell you a story about Malindi one day.
Yeah?
With devolution, yes. With devolution, yes.
I think sometimes the mistake we make, we take Nairobi pricing and we want to put it everywhere.
Bro.
2,000,
You
1,000 entry.
You can't put it. You know those people are used to watching video Nini for 10 bob.
Yes.
You want to come up with a show for 1,000. But the costs are crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The costs are crazy. So maybe what you need to do, like Dave Chappelle is doing, is to look for a very small, intimate crowd. So you go to a place like Turkana, but you say that today you want to go and serve 50 guys from Turkana, but they pay, instead of them paying 1,000, they pay 5,000 each. You look for the 50,000 through a process, maybe 3-4 months. So maybe, I don't know.
Comedy.
Because sometimes
comedy has changed,
because sometimes we even blame not only comedians, but also our musicians. We tell musicians that they depend on gigs, performance, but also they don't do tours.
Stop that conversation. That conversation almost got me lynched.
Yes.
Play Kenyan music. Almost got me lynched.
Why?
Because there are truths that our artists do not want to hear. And there are things that, you see, if you're making music just to be known here in Kenya, you see, what are you doing?
Yes.
You see, Diamond the other day, when the YouTube stats came out, apparently he gets more views in Kenya than anywhere else.
Yes.
All right. What has he done to make him cross the borders? What has he done that, you know, immediately you start creating music that looks like Diamond songs, you're already competing with him internationally.
Yes.
You understand? A few people get it, Saudi Soul and everyone, fill stadiums out here. But just tell our artists that, you know what, can you today leave and just go here to Tanzania and perform? A few artists can. Utile can go, Nyashinsky can go, Masauti can go. We actually did a show the other day in Mwanza, in Arusha. He can go. But Willie Paul can go. You understand? But beyond TZ, can we cross to Nini? You see how much Nigerian artists love coming here?
Yeah.
Because they're paid better here than anywhere else. Because they've been able to cross the border. That is one thing so many of artists still haven't been able to do.
Yes. They
But
still want to
ukianza
see.
hiyo conversation,
Utalinchiwa.
ni vita.
Jalango play Kenyan music.
Play Kenyan music. Actually, at Kiss we do like 70% now Kenyan music. Yeah.
The playlist is
The playlist. When I
mostly-
was living Milele, we were doing 90% Kenyan music.
Yeah, but you know, if they don't market themselves, they don't
Bwana,
jituma.
You are a brand.
Yes.
You are the product. I organize shows, but I still have to beg an artist who's performing in that show, please post. Tell people you'll be in this show. This is a show you've been called. You are one of the performing artists. Organizers still have to call you to ask you, please, market the event on your own Instagram page. You see, like I told Jumfalme someday, Jumfalme, bro, people book you in, out. Have you ever seen Jumfalme's schedule? You can't keep up. If you right now call him for a weekend, for a gig in the next 1 month, you can't find him. I told him now, since people love you so much like this, we have people like DJ Snake, who comes here to Kenya and fill a stadium and all he does is play. Do you know you could be able to do a Jumfalme live and people would show up to that concert and you don't need an artist or anything? I hope you get to do it so that we can have DJs filling concerts, artists filling concerts and stadiums and things like that. That's my dream about art. Just to make sure that people can actually live out of art, because art in this country still doesn't pay. You see now depressed artists have become,
because I think maybe they're not using the
Some-
critics.
some
So from Kiss
I go to
turudi kwa Mwakideu.
Radio Maisha.
Yes, kwa Radio Maisha na
In
Mwakideu.
Mwakideu,
Did you know Mwakideu before that?
I didn't know him. I had never met him. I'd
Unamwona?
I'd never listened to Swahili radio.
Yes.
But remember from the National Theatre, my experience with Swahili.
Yes.
So we blended in immediately. We got Radio Maisha to #1 within a year with Tom Japani.
Yes.
It was, he brought his BBC experience, everything, got a good team, got people who wanted to support. I think Cholet got us up to almost 20 frequencies. You understand? Every single corner you could go was Radio Maisha.
Yes.
And that was a huge.
Yes,
I
yes.
worked with Mwakideu for the longest time, and that was very nice.
It's longer than Caro.
Yes. Before, Fred Afune called me and told me, bro, I'm creating something with Jeff at Hot 96. I want you. And that time we had also started asking for more money, because the agreement was when we get to #1 and revenue is coming in,
Yes.
we need now to start talking a different
Because this is a
language.
new station.
Yes.
Radio Maisha was a new station.
No, it had been there,
Yes.
but it had never picked much. But when the TJ and the leadership and the team, things spiked up and changed. We became the #1 Swahili radio. Then Afune poached me, and I went and worked with Jeff Koinange.
The big man.
And that was the best. Have you ever been where you've always thought that you're a star?
Yes.
Then now you meet the real star.
Sir.
So anything you talk about, him is already experienced.
Yes.
So Jeff talks about reality throughout. You see America, where in America? Then that joke turns into a reality. And he talks about
A life experience, yeah.
when I was in South Africa, Cape Town, then when I was in the Niger Delta, we created something called Astoria Day. It was the biggest feature there. Then at that time, I think Milele was rebranding. And Mwakideu has just been poached. I love working with Mwakideu more than anyone.
Yes.
That one I can easily tell you, because we blend so
because
much.
the characters.
But then
always blend.
also, I really don't think anybody should ever work at Media Max. Hey,
Why?
those people are talent killers. Those people who kill your talent, my
Why?
friend.
Why?
Hey, what? Bro, it is good when you join, but immediately later, things just change. Nobody wants to pay you. Nobody wants to listen to you. And I'm like, boss, what is happening? Do you know?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. It is always rosy. Have you seen how many times they have tried to rebrand? 1,001 times. Bringing the best of the best, then dumps everyone. Bring in, then dumps. I don't know if just meant to kill talent and everything. If there's one place...
Are you scaring? Are you trying to scare Willow?
No, I'm not scaring Willow. I don't know how she survived there.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe I was a problem.
Yes, you're the problem.
But I've seen people coming. See Betty Chalu, for example.
Yeah.
Had a biggest show there.
Yes.
One day, she actually resigned on air. You remember?
Yeah.
Because you're struggling with pay, you're struggling with what?
Issues
and all.
to come to job when you're not, when there is no money.
I washed my hands.
So that anyway.
So I washed my hands. That night was a long night when we were being sacked, and we had a long conversation with HR. We could not agree on a lot of things. Ken Garuya just told me, enough is enough. I announced that, you know what, I've been sacked. We have not agreed. It is the height of Corona. Nobody's employing. But who is Patrick Kwako? He made just one call and told me. That time, bro, I'd already received like 8 calls from different radio stations when I announced. And this is not bragging. Anytime you go out to do something, give it your all. Give it your passion. Give it your best. Patrick Kwako calls me and tells me, you're coming home. I did a Cristiano Ronaldo moment. Back to where it began. That was the biggest thing. And Kibe had just left Kiss.
Yes.
And I joined Kamene. Here we are. A year and over, still going. People said, how I will not be able to cope up with Kiss, not knowing that is where I started.
Yes.
People said that, oh, Kiss is not for you, not knowing that is where it all began. I had all the hate and everything. Go ask the numbers right now. You can access the numbers. See where Kiss is. Leading in Nairobi. And here we are.
From what number? When you came
Actually, when I came in, we were at number 5. But then Kamene works really hard. We do a lot of things, but when it comes to
She's crazy, but you know what?
When she has to come, and we just need to execute.
Yes, yes.
But throughout all this thing, there's a lot of trouble. You know, when your brand is growing, everything, you're being hit here, you're being hit there.
Yes, yes.
The scandals left.
But you know, Jalango, and I think this one is for me and you to understand, is that at some point we have to get used to the hate. And also we have to demand it. Because, you know, it's like these politicians or public servants who, when they get out of the office, they look at their phone calls and nobody's calling them. So this is part of the game.
Now,
and I'm very happy for you that you have a PA.
No, yes, thanks. You see, being part of the game, I've had some of I think the worst part of this is the boys club thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Which was a very simple thing that
what was it?
What it was this. Corona has just happened, all right? Corona has happened, and we are looking for something to do. I start Jalango TV, all right? You remember, everybody's away.
Yes.
And my boys are the guys I've grown with and everything. I told them, you guys, I'm starting this thing. You can do this. Ogola on camera, carry lights, switch on. I actually started with the boys in our group, in our WhatsApp group. So we have apartments out here. So we started working in one of our apartments. You understand? So with this Corona happening, so most of the time, Dismas and Cornell are not married.
Yeah.
Okay? So Dismas says, hey, when I win Corona ni, hii Corona inawasaidia sana. You live here and you go to your wives. As we are going to some lonely house. Then one of us just said, so you call Lillian, or for lack of it, but then somebody said, Lillian alikuwa wako. No, Lillian was not yours. So the story was
The conversation starts like that.
It was turned into us exchanging women. Bro, I've never had the longest time in my life like that. The best thing is my wife knows all my friends.
Yes.
And she has my passwords and phone. I told her, babe, this is what we're talking about.
Yes, yes.
So anytime I've come to realize, when all this heat out here goes, the first person you must talk to
is your wife.
Family.
Yes.
Family will always be there.
As long as your family is okay.
It's okay. Whatever anybody can say out here.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't ever think about it.
Yes.
Make sure that you protect your family with everything.
Yes.
Because out here, everybody knows me as Jalango. When I go back home, I know somebody knows me with a heart. And she calls me Phelix. How's your day, babe? That's very important. Sometimes you have a bad day, you walk out here, you meet people, they still want you to smile, laugh. They don't know that you are a human. Yes! Things are bad.
Yes.
Yeah? People are sick, but then here we are.
You have not paid people.
You have not paid people.
Yes.
You have clients complaining.
Yes, your client who are taking issue about a small thing.
Clients pulling out. Clients pulled out during that
period. I heard you lost one who withdrew 3 million.
Two actually.
2M.
Yeah. We had one who was paying us 3 million per month, and they pulled out. But later they begged to come back. Then we had another one, a project that was just about to begin. Corona Conversations.
Yes.
With one of these credit cards.
Yes.
And we had worked with them, and they were waiting for me to now take it to the next level, only for this thing to happen. I did not know what to say and everything. Sometimes
you're lost for words.
Somebody can hit you thinking that it's only you. But the day I saw send a whole team home, just because of that, I was not even crying for myself.
Yes.
It was about all of them.
Yes.
Sometimes you think that, hey, maze nimeweza Alai, nimepiga Alai leo.
Yes.
Then maybe a deal is cut off from Alai.
Yes.
Look at this crew.
Yes.
Nobody can see the women behind the cameras, the men behind the cameras, the editors, the graphic designers, the people, the security.
Yes.
It's a whole ecosystem.
Yes.
And sometimes you think you're hitting me.
Yes.
You're hitting a whole generation, a whole community. But it's an eye-opener. You close your eyes and move on. You wake up and start calling me wash, really.
Wash.
Yeah.
I think at some point wash has lost its meaning.
Really?
Because
that yani Alai, you can write anything about me. Which woman was seen with me, where, nini, whatever I did, bro. How I swam naked. But for you to ever think that one day, Alai, I can tell you today here, not even a single coin have I ever had that was not meant for me, that I didn't work for. Alai, that one, and people actually believe it.
Where is the guy now?
Who?
Obari.
I don't know, bro. I don't even care about where this guy is. I don't know even a Kohapi.
But
I think maybe you can know where he is. But
no, I don't. Because he's a gully boy, so we don't hang out. I don't. That's what I met him one time. He called me at the game supermarket in Kisumu. I hear somebody calling me, hey, Alai, with an American accent. And I asked myself, who is that? He said, you don't know me. So he was like insisting that I should know him. Then I said, how do I know? Yeah.
Alai, for you to make, out here, say the social scene. The social scene in Nairobi is this small. Today I meet you here. I'm emceeing this gig. I've taken a photo with this person, Nini. We hang out in the same clubs.
Like you, I think you meet everybody.
Everyone.
You meet Uhuru, you meet Raila,
everyone.
Kesho kuna Ruto.
Nani, Wapi, Nini.
Yes.
You see?
Yes. Because
then
of
you
your
want
job.
to take photos of me with a few people that I've met.
Because also the wash was...
Who you already branded.
Wash.
Yeah. Then you want to twist a story and actually brand me.
Wash.
Aye, bwana. If wash was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
And I would be doing, why would I be waking up in the middle of the night, running left and right, chasing for clients if I know what to do?
Yeah.
I have another thing.
Because the wash guys also don't, I don't think they work hard as they should. Like they do their thing to get the money, but not kesho uko Kisumu on a gig, the next day uko Malindi, the other day uko Mombasa.
Today, for example, woke up for the morning show at Kiss.
Yes.
I was doing activations for Shell in Mirema and in Garden Estate. Left there, went straight
Whether unapeana fuel buri.
I went, Shell have put for me like 500,000 of free fuel just for me to go around because of the brand and what you do for them. Went to Oppo. We have just signed a new contract as one of the All-Stars. Stayed there activating up to this moment. I told you, bro, please. This event was supposed to start at what time? I told, please, just add me an hour. In that hour, I knew I would be here. I'm here. Right now, I can't even see. I can't even think. That's why I'm having coffee, to at least be awake during this thing.
then somebody call your coffee watch you.
Alai,
so, no, but you know what amazes us about Jalango, and I think as a person, is that what is the energy you're getting? Because sometimes, you leave the big brand Safaricom, you know, Oppo, you're doing Visa, you're doing what? This small boutique divine collection.
You see, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Why you should never ever compete with me in anything. This shoe, I got it for free from Kick's Crib. Okay? Now this is how it works. I'll put on this shoe, tag them, and everything. This shoe costs 5K. Maybe she gets to sell 50 pieces at 5K. How much is that? Over 250,000.
Yes.
Just like that. I'm fully dressed with Divine Collections, which has become the epic name in boutique now.
Yes, because of
Jalango. And I don't want to give myself all the credit because
we give
you can have influencers, but if you don't work hard also to keep up, it becomes, you see, there's a day I can dress up fully. I would easily tell you my clothes is Divine Collection, my watch is from Scroll Gift Shop, my shoes is from Kick's Crib, you understand, my fuel is from Shell. You get, I'm a moving brand.
Yes.
But it works when you've built a brand around it. You see, and work hard around it. And it needs a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like there's a day I said, thank God my family understands that I need to run. But you must have something that motivates you. To me, my biggest motivator is poverty. I've seen it, I've been there, and I've seen what
You're not going back there.
I'm not planning to, bro. I'm not planning. And I'm putting strategies that I will never want to go back there. I'm putting up connections, I'm putting up networks, I'm putting up a small empire somewhere that I will look back and say, you know what?
I did that.
I did this. I also want one day my son to brag, do you know who my father is? Or people to just tell him, we, unajua baba ya huyu ni nani wewe? You get what our fathers were not able to do.
Yes.
While people were grabbing lands, our fathers were impregnating our mothers in the village. What nonsense. Anyway, yes. That's how we were born anyway.
That's how we got a chance to live.
Rest in peace. Kodhe Otuchi.
So, how is the digital content space?
Big. That's the future, my guy.
Yeah?
That's the future. Digital is the future. That's
you started this. You started this, I think, in 2020.
Last year.
Yes. After Corona.
Yes. Just in the middle of Corona.
Yes.
I think in April.
After getting sacked.
Yes. I was sacked, Bwana.
Yeah. So after.
But how do you sack Jalas? No. As a company. Who was, how do you sack me?
Who is the MD? Maybe Ian Fernandez.
Ken Ngaruya. Ian Fernandez left in the middle of this. He could not take that nonsense. He left. You know, that guy is a guy of integrity and knows what he wants.
Yes.
We came in, he's actually the one who employed me. In 3 months or something, he had already quit.
Because he saw it coming.
He saw it coming. How do you sack Jalas? How do you sack Jalas? If you are a company that is serious, that wants to see returns on the radio, how do you sack Jalas?
After how long?
I think I was there for less than a year. Then you wake up and sack Jalas. You know when you sack Jalas, people are not serious in this town. I don't think.
What was he trying to do?
I don't know
no
what
money.
You can't tell me that there was no money, and our show with Alex was making money. And even during Corona now, much bookings were coming in. The different soaps were coming in. Sanitizers were coming in. MOH regulations were coming in. Government was advertising. But then they argued that, you know what, we are not talking about just the one show. It is a blanket performance of the group.
The group.
So we were taken out.
So you take a hit for everybody.
For everyone.
So I think that one.
First, it started with salary cuts, which I accepted.
So
they wanted me to leave to sign a new contract. For who? When Alai, you must know your worth. That's one thing. It's not about bragging, but you must know your worth.
Yeah.
When you put time, people should respect your time. That's it. And just not putting time. Time, research, good work, deliver. Make sure you know your worth.
Jalango TV. Is it making money?
Well, you know, right now, I can just sit home and do Jalango TV and I'm okay. On my table, why don't you even have brands here? Will you eat the audit? You can't. How do you rear chicken to eat? You have your own chicken and you are eating the chicken. On my table, there's one cup written Mwenyewe credit. Right in the next to it is Velvet sanitizer. Next to it is Kensos. At the end is Audit. All of them put together is wash. When people work hard here.
Yeah.
People work hard.
Yeah.
Then,
apart from that,
squeeze backs.
Yes.
Listen, the squeeze backs.
Yes.
During the show.
Yeah.
I have Shell who have come on board. I have Renegade who have come on board because people are moving into the digital life. You understand?
Yeah.
I have Oppo who've come on board. I have Notify on board. I have Upstack America. I have Jamex. And the show is running on an hour. You have the squeeze backs running. Then the consistency has made sure that YouTube ads and placements work. So I have product placements, the physical products that you actually see.
Yes.
I have the digital placements. Then I have YouTube ads.
Yes.
That is from watch time and CPUs and views and all.
Yes.
So it's making sense. But I have a team that also needs salaries.
How do you handle the conversation that, sometimes you do like two betting companies, two betting companies competing with each other.
Red cards, bro. Red cards.
No, but how do
we give you what you need, you buy. This is TV. Have you ever gone and asked Citizen why they advertise with you?
No.
Advertise?
This is different from
TV.
Because you're influenced.
There's mentions.
Yes.
And there's just placements.
Yes.
If I have to mention that bet ni jamo, ni odi bet, I would not do that. I would not do two companies in one show. Yes.
Okay.
But you could have it, this other company
running a digital
platform, but I'll do a mention
of it. So you mention only one brand?
Yes, you can't find Odibet here and Helabet here as placement in caps.
Are you trying to place these things on my show? But
please, guys, make sure that you start putting money.
Are you trying?
The audit needs to change caps here.
Yes.
What nonsense is this?
This is where conversation is interesting. Then also sometimes you find yourself being flooded by adverts. Now it moves away from the content you're trying to create. It becomes an advert show.
No, I really don't do advert show. You see, if I have a 1 hour show, for example,
yes,
all right, and I have, say, a mention like sanitizer, I will not say Velvex. No, I'll just tell you sanitize, which you did.
Yes.
But people would see what?
The one you're using.
Simple. You get what I mean? You'll see the source there. And maybe if a guest want to eat something, I don't have to mention it. It's just called product placement. You get what I mean? If you pay well, now that is when the mention now comes in.
Do you limit the number you can mention in a show?
In a show, I can only do two. Two mentions. When we were with you saw me do two mentions. Only. Yeah.
It's very good because some people think I see that Jalango has every advert in this country.
But then again, for me to have all of them, does it mean it means one thing? I work hard, number one, to go get them. Nobody will come to you and tell you that, no. You'll have to knock some of these offices and tell them that this is what we have. Show them stats, show them the numbers. And you know numbers don't lie. And that's the best thing about social media because you can actually see that the impressions are this, the engagements are this and this. Then again, they look at the person. Is this somebody you want to associate our brand with? You understand? Is this where we want our brand to go? Does he carry the vision for our brand? You understand? Does he sit well in the strategy we have for our brand? And they come and place money there.
The other conversation which people, I think, bring forward is that the ethical, this is where the conversation was supposed to go, but I think it was lack of intelligence of the people who brought the conversation that, like betting, you see the kind of life it has destroyed. A good number of the companies are owned by foreigners. So the companies are owned by foreigners. Betting destroys life. Imagine a weekend, God is playing, AFC is playing, Arsenal is playing, Man U and all these other top EPL clubs are playing, Liverpool and so on, and Chelsea. And you also have these other small local teams, Tusker and so on. And people in some areas, you find there's no money at all. How do you argue? Because betting does not sell you any product or service.
To me, I've always said something like betting is a game, okay, worldwide. You understand? And there's one place where maybe BCLB has been failing people. These betting companies have that moral authority of telling people a civic education on what betting is. Betting is not an investment. It will never be. Remember, the house will always win.
Yes.
Understand? One of the most saddest case was the story in Maseno, where this guy actually pawned all his school fees when Barcelona was playing with another small team somewhere, only for Barcelona to field in the second team. No Messi, no Giroud, no nothing. You understand?
Yes.
Then this guy puts his money on who?
On Barcelona.
Barcelona. He lost his whole school fees. Very sad. He committed suicide. Number one thing, betting is not
investment.
an investment.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I know very well that if BCLB could come up with not just controlling, but also championing a civic education around betting, because it will not stop.
Yes.
Because everybody believes that today is their day.
Yes.
Today is their chance. And that's what it does.
It makes you believe that.
It makes you believe that tomorrow is my day. Okay? So a civic education is needed. Apart from that, the control and the issuing of license and all. That is something they need to do.
Yeah.
But betting is from when?
From time immemorial.
From time immemorial. Jesus, when these guys had just crucified Jesus and they were playing, betting under the cross there, who will go with the clothes, who will take which one. You know, they were pawning Christ from that time. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. The government has tried to make even the licenses expensive, the controls expensive, the taxes crazy, but people still find a way to go. So since people still go back to bet, what is this one thing? What is this one thing that betting companies can do? And what is this one thing that they can also be doing that makes people say that, you know what, yes, I lost my bet, but I saw the positive thing they did
to the society.
That's why you see, if you see somebody like Mozartbet, what they have done with the medical equipment in this country, I think it's bigger than the government itself. See what Odibet is doing, changing lives, business, small businesses and all. Definitely, they don't have.
But then you need to tell them to pay me because of that Ugali man.
Ugali man, Oh.
I see here now you run, you and Calligraph, you do the ordinary situation. Yes, you know, I see the change in life, and this Mutumba man today.
Mutumba man is just landed today.
Yeah.
He's coming today. So I just go and ask guys, what do we do for this guy? So this guy, it's an ordinary situation, pushing his hustle. What can we do? We are going to get him bails, more bails, Actually, he's employed where he does all that work, and he's paid 300 shillings per day for all that work. What if we get him grade 1 Mtumba, like 5 bills? He will go back and change his family, his life and all. So that's touching the community in a different way.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things that should now come in.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And also now, you know, even on the website, even on the promotions, I think we need to and this is BCLB, like you say, can run a promotion where they say that be gamble aware, like the UK they do, be gamble aware, so that at least you know the effect, the bad effects.
Yeah.
Just like you're told that drink, but don't drink and drive. Smoke, but not that smoking.
You know, smoking, paka kwa packet, they put even teeth, cancer, but somebody still goes by that smoke with that, the lungs rotten. Yes. You understand?
Yes.
These things are habitual.
It's a vice economy.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's not going to stop anywhere. I was in the UK. I'd gone to watch Manchester versus Leicester. Every single shop has a betting. We have, I think, thousands and thousands of betting companies. Even in small shops, corners, ward, street, everywhere, the stadium, everywhere. So what is happening here in Kenya is like
child's play.
That's child's play, my friend.
Yeah.
Out here is crazy.
I see now the newspaper strips. If you go to the newspaper vendors in the small towns, you find that what sells most is the small betting strips. The other conversation I think we had was on radio. These 100 shillings betting, the gambling shows.
Wow.
That are going. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one is a different conversation.
but yeah.
You know, for the longest time it was never controlled.
Yeah.
And the people made their billions. You understand? That is a game of chance. Such a game of chance because, let's say I'm saying Weka Weka is the name of the
show.
Weka Weka, Weka 50 yako at 9. I'm calling somebody to give them 100,000.
Yes.
Do you know how many people play that thing?
No.
In a show alone, we are talking about millions. Only for me to call
one person, give them 100,000.
The house will always win. One thing people must know, betting, gaming is not an investment. You're playing a game of chance. Don't use your salary, your rent, your fees for this thing. If you have extra money that you want to pawn and think that maybe you can get something out of it, well and good.
Digital space. What do you think? What do you advise the young people? You know, also you do mentorship.
You know, one thing that I always ask myself, why are we the ones pioneering everything in a period when these people should take over these things?
Yeah.
There's no way Alai should be doing YouTube, Jalas should be doing YouTube.
Yeah.
It is a different generation altogether.
Yes.
But then it comes again to work ethics.
Yes.
Work ethics.
Yes.
Being able to wake up, look for a guest, call them, make sure they arrive.
Yes.
Follow. This generation can't do that.
No.
Can't do that.
So
I'm so happy with a few channels. That is Eve Mungai, Plug TV, we have BTG, we have SM. A few of these youngings were actually pushing themselves to the limits.
Yes.
And that is where
I got surprised recently when I had that crazy case in Kibra. And when I was appearing in court, then I had like 20, 30.
All of them?
Yes. Then I asked,
where are you guys? I've always told them this is the future. Because the social media will break news before KTN, Citizen, or the traditional media breaks news. Yeah. Because they're real time. And all it takes is just upload. You understand? So what we are actually working on is to be able to control, to have a society of online media practitioners. So that we can also start
a society.
That is so that we can also start having accreditations, having a bigger voice and all.
Yes.
Because soon and very soon, this is going to be the future, where nobody will be sitting to wait for news when everything has already been broken by the social media.
You've seen Miladayo.
Miladayo is a billionaire, my friend.
Yes, you know,
that is where the future should go.
Yes, and you've seen that an individual like Miladayo, the whole of Africa, no media, entity in Africa has ever broken 1 billion views. But Miladayo did before
all of them.
Yes.
Because of consistency, hard work and all.
The News 24 of South Africa, the SABC, the Nation of Kenya,
Nobody.
they could not.
and a social media platform.
With maybe an investment of 1 million shillings or 100,000 shillings.
It's already hit 1 billion views.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's the craziness of social media. And you know, so I think what you need to do is
more consistency. Yes. Consistency.
Yes. But we need to mentor these young people. We need to tell them that.
I do that every single day.
Yes.
Alai.
Yes.
I bring them. If you follow me, I bring them, I sit them down, I tell them about it and all.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a very small acting group. I don't know if you've seen them from Aero, Blackened, Nero Reloaded.
I've not seen them. Where we have Chief.
Yes.
Chief and
yes.
Those guys
from Aero.
Those guys are crazy.
Yes.
Those guys are crazy.
And you know, Lolwe TV pays them 15,000.
You see, misusing talent. Misusing talent totally.
Yes.
But then it is to tell these guys that they are bigger than Lolwe TV.
Yes.
They're only then when they realize that is only when they'll break even and start creating more content.
Using their cameras. Today we were interviewing Paddy Ubon.
Ubon himself.
Yes.
Look at how Paddy has done.
Yes.
Parodies, skits, and all.
Yes.
I interviewed him sometime.
Yes.
Amazing young man doing amazing stuff.
And you see how he with a passion. And you say, you know, like you said, you do your things with a passion, then the money comes.
We must be the people who will change this whole narrative.
Yes.
Where our young people are not thrown by the roadside to clean mtaro, vitu kama hizo, given wheelbarrow, nini. You understand? Those are the things and the chains that we now must break. I would believe that if a leader, say Kisumu County, would be able to create resource centers.
Yes.
All right? Resource centers where every ward has a complete resource center.
Yes.
We have a studio, we have a camera team, we have
this training room,
social area. We would be able to create more jobs than these things that this government.
And Kenya Power should distribute the broadband to the villages through their network.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
And we'll be able to create more jobs.
Yes.
So even to the governors, do not wait for you to be told what to do. You know, say Kisumu County receiving more than 10 billion a year. You see, for the past 10 years, Kisumu has received more than 100 billion. Definitely recurrent budgets and all, you'd say that has eaten up into it. But where 100 billion has gone, you must see. If 1 million passed here, in this room, you'll see 1 million. This will be a different carpet, this will be different, this wall, gypsum and all, you'd see. We are talking about 100 billion. Okay? If you just put a resource center and say that every year we want to put 20 million to create a good resource center, do you know it will be the best thing you can do for young people?
Yes. And let's say that you allocate 50 million for the talent who wins.
Training and things like that.
To empower
we
them.
would have a very different space.
Even though Bill Gates will start flying in for free.
For free to come in.
Yes, and just because this is their economy.
That's it.
Because you will consume Microsoft products.
The problem with this country is still people don't believe that, you know what, technology is taking over. And the social space and things like that is the future. That's it. You walk into YouTube. A kid who was born the other day has a small YouTube channel, the most watched, the richest. It's called Rian. All he does is toys reviews.
Opens toys.
Toys, and that's it.
Yes.
Is the richest.
Yes.
Commanding billions of shillings.
Yes.
Can you try and tell that to a senator who's never even switched on the computer in his office? Does not even know where the switch on button is.
Yes.
Then you sit here trying to tell me that things will change anytime soon.
It's not going to change. It's for us.
We must now be the leaders who will change all this narrative.
And you tell them.
And 2022 is a very big opportunity for young people to make very decisive. Decisive.
Yes.
You know, today, Alai, let me tell you, we have, from 2017, the last election, to 2022, we have a generation of 6 years. People are just under 18, and the people are now 18 this year, who've never voted. And if you go with the statistics of the numbers of people who always register for KCSE, there's no year between the 6 years that the people who've said the candidates have been below 1 million. Meaning we have more than 1 million people, more than 6 million people who have never voted.
Yes.
Then people who voted once, this was their first time to vote in 2017, who just turned 23, 24. Also another 6 million or 5 million. We're already talking about 11 million people. Uhuru last time won with 8 million. Meaning, if young people decided
to vote,
that, you know what, we are going to come out and vote for the right leaders and never complain, because they'll vote again to the wrong people, then the people who again will complain for the next 5 years. Yet they have every single chance to change that narrative. Because if you push the numbers all the way now to another 6 million or 5 million to the age of 30, you're already at 15 million. Now let's extend it all the way to 40 years and say that now wazee wapumzike or wazee wakae kando. You know, we are talking about how many people? The next election, more than 70% will be young people. Because mortality has also not spared the older generation.
Yes, yes.
The new and the young voters are the people to decide who is the right person at the leadership. At the helm, who is the right person? You get? From this right person, who is the right MCA? Who understands what I want? Who is this right person who believes that if he's the MP, is going to change the narrative of our constituency? Who is this person we must choose as a governor? Who is this person who is going to legislate at the Senate? And they're just not legislating at you are the person who talks more in Parliament,
yes,
and let bills pass and let laws being made. Yet they're just archives at the Parliament. Be the person who legislates and follows up and make sure that if it was a good law, it has reached to the people.
It has been implemented.
That's it.
Wow, I don't know if you'll make it with a very corrupt system. So you have to push through.
I want to run a clean campaign.
That it means that you have to get a very good group of friends.
I've put up a good group of friends.
Yeah.
I've also put together my followers.
Yeah.
And social, the people who love me, genuine people who actually believes in me.
Yeah.
I'll put out fundraisers because campaigns are very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, and I might not be able to fund it all.
And it's a community affair.
It's a community affair. If my people believe,
if you go, even if you had the money, I believe that if you go alone, you're doing it wrong because you are not
involving
everyone. So you're going to.
I want to involve everyone.
Yes.
Who's ever believed in this brand from the word go.
Yes.
Understand? I don't have 50 million. Alai,
yes.
To spend on my campaign.
And also, you know, the politics is not a beauty contest. So even reach out to your enemies and tell them that you can hate me for this, but why don't we go for this?
Yes.
Yes.
I would put up pay bill numbers.
Yes.
Even Obama did.
Yes.
SMS platforms.
Yes.
Fundraising. Yes. So that we can have a complete clean campaign.
Yes.
Where people are involved.
Yes.
People are participating.
And you can publish to them. You tell them you contributed so much.
So much. This is how much you've used. This is what I'm left with.
Yes.
Yes, and this is where we are taking it.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a very interesting. So it's a very interesting thing, you know, from the time you're born. And I don't know. You know, sometimes people get surprised with the enthusiasm of the people from the village who come to this town.
Because one thing, your mother is not here. We have a new word that says men ngatongeka. In Nairobi onge men ngato.
Yes.
Your mother is not here. Your mother is back in the village.
Yes.
You understand?
Or dead and buried.
Or dead and buried. So when you come here, and this is the analogy I've always put. When you come to Nairobi, whether educated or not, I want an A student hustling like a D student. You know, a D student hustles knowing very well that there's no door his papers will ever open for him. Okay?
Yes.
I have a D.
Yes.
Whichever place I knock.
Yes.
So they have to change their mind shift.
Yes.
I get a few people coming to me and telling me, you know, I'm an aeronautical engineering where did I even know what aeronautical engineering is? I'm a community development student. I get somebody coming to tell me I'm an engineer. I'm like, do you even know an engineer coming to a comedian to ask for a job?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, the day you let this engineer or a nautical, a biological, leave your head,
yes,
and you stop holding it as the only thing that you have in your life, it is only then that things will change in your life. Because there are people here, well educated and all,
yes,
who have still so much refused
yes,
to accept that kazi hakuna hapa nje.
Yes.
And for you to have one, the connection, you know who,
yes,
and even those people you know might even let you down. So you have your papers, yes, and you have nothing to show. That's how sad. People are getting stressed, people are getting depressed, just because they are holding to their papers,
yes,
and saying that, you know what, this is
the only hope I have.
No. Open a YouTube channel, bwana. Teach people aeronautical engineering.
Anza na simu yako.
Anza na simu yako. Start where you are.
Buddy told me the story of how they were borrowing a phone from the girlfriend of a friend. Yeah, so that they can shoot the small skits, the small parodies, and upload immediately.
Look at Nani, Crazy Cartoon.
Yes.
Started with a small phone. Now she's a household name. Look at Crazy Kena. I think he's also an aeronautical, one of these crazy courses. Mulamwa.
Yes.
Is a doctor, I think.
Yes.
Is he a nurse?
What
I know is in medicine. Yes. Look at him now. Dropped that thing and decided, you know what, I'm not going to wait.
Yeah.
Let me create something out of it.
Yes.
The more you keep on waiting, people keep moving. And it won't change anytime soon. The world is not waiting for you.
Yes.
The worst thing is that it is even moving faster. You sleep today. You know, somebody like me, I can't come out and start competing with Crazy Ken.
No.
People who, and that is one thing also our artists must know, that every day there's somebody who will come up, who will be better, hotter,
yes,
younger, slimmer,
yes,
fatter
yes,
than you.
More
You understand?
yes.
More beautiful, more crazier.
Yes, yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So you must know how to reinvent yourself.
Yes, yes.
You understand? Each and every single time you have to do things that make the younger people say, you know what, that is where I want to be. But if you still hold in the what made you famous,
yes,
and these young people are coming in, the skits made us famous.
Yes.
Acting made us famous.
Yes.
I can't compete with Crazy Kenna who was all the energy and all the time.
Yes.
But I have to do something that
Difference.
Crazy Kenna that looks and says, hey,
yeah, umefanya nini?
that is where I want to be.
Yes.
Something like Jenga and Alex Najalas.
Yes.
Tell Crazy Kenna to walk into Blue Triangle and tell them I want 5,000 cement. The last guy, you are smoking weed. You understand?
Yes.
Tell him to go to Tononoka and tell them that, you know what?
I want this man to steal.
I want this number of steel. Or Plascon and tell them, I'm building, I need paints, and I'm the right person to make sure that your paint becomes number one. To hold conversations in a boardroom. So you inspire young people so that when Crazy Kenna is building his brand, he knows that, you know what, this is somebody I look up to. But if we, the older people, are here asking for handouts and things like that,
yes,
there's nothing, we are not inspiring any generation.
yes,
But them, they are lucky. We learned from Akina Ojuang. They have taken us from us.
yes,
We've given them a foundation. They've seen what hard work can do.
yes,
They've seen how we've changed the industry.
yes,
They're
yes.
coming in. A new group one day will come. You can't compete with
You
Flacco.
can't, no. He has all the time and the skits and, the
And
imagination.
he has everything.
Yes.
He has all the time.
Yeah.
By the time niongee na bibi amefura, watoto
Boss
wamefukuzwa
wako
shule,
job ameruka.
nini, boss wangu nimefutwa kazi, watoto
employees
employees
are not
wameleta.
paid.
I can't.
You know,
So him yeye kitu anafikiria ni content.
all the time he's
All the
imagining
time. So you can't compete with the young people,
Yes.
but you must do things that inspire them.
them. Say,
That's
how
it.
did you do it?
How did he? So that they still look up to you. But if you're doing mediocrity, they'll look at you and say, look at this guy.
You're going with
These
for the Langata seat. You're going with ODM.
What do you mean you are going for?
No, which party are you going to vie on?
What am I wearing, sir? You know,
you're wearing Jalango brand.
Why would you wait? Why would I wait to be invited to my wedding? You get what I mean?
Yes, yes.
I'm going with ODM.
Yes.
I'm going with ODM.
Yes.
And it is my party of choice, ODM. I like the visionary that our party leader holds. That is Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the next president. And I want this to go home for anybody out here to understand that Raila is the next president of this republic. And they should start according him the respect
he deserves.
The respect that Raila actually deserves. He should actually start enjoying state protection and everything, because the president cannot. I don't know why. I don't know where to even start. Let me tell you something, and Alai, and I want this to go on records. A lot of things have been out here about who Raila as a person is. You've been on record hating Raila very much when you didn't agree with a few things he was doing. But when you sobered up, you understood who Baba is. And I'm happy you sobered up. You understand? It would have been very sad, even that by next year when Raila is president, you are still fighting Baba. You are still fighting Baba. I'm very happy.
I'm very happy about your passion.
You know, I'm very happy that you saw the light.
Yes.
You understand? Let all these people don't con you up. And I want you to remain steadfast until we get into presidency. But that, him getting into presidency is for the whole country, not for you as an individual. What are you doing, you as a person, to be able to ensure that when the right person becomes president, the right things happen? Okay? The other day, people are criticizing the president when he said 2 billion is lost every day. Do you know how it's lost? You who do not want to pay parking, you who do not want to pay this, when all this thing, he didn't mean that 2 billion is stolen somewhere, and you understand?
Yeah.
The only thing that the president and his team never did right during this whole Jubilee point, he went for capital-intensive projects whose benefits will be felt
50, 60.
Not even 50, in the next 10, 20 years. We'd be able to know what the Lamu port is. That path alone. Right now, you know, we are competing with Durban. And when the ships start docking in Lamu, which is even much easier, you'll now get to know what this person did. When this expressway now starts working well, if you go into every single corridor in this country, the northern corridor, you've seen the infrastructure. I think there's no government that has invested in infrastructure like this government. But then again, all that was done was capital intensive that didn't get to the common man. And that is why,
because they're using
foreign
contractors,
and that is why the hustler narrative is picking up very fast, because they think that now somebody who has us in their mind is coming up to think about us, which is the biggest lie ever. Do not be swayed. Stay steadfast and vote Raila Amolo Odinga. I want Raila. You know, Raila is not the perfect person, and I think he has reached an age where whatever you say about him, it doesn't matter now. So I think that out of all these, let's say top 5 or top 10 candidates, I think he has the network, he has the capacity, he has the understanding, he has the temperament to run a very good country. Let me tell you something. There's nothing Raila can say right now that is new. Okay? Nothing. Because he said it again and again. All right? That is why when he left the opposition, which, and to join, everybody started complaining. Yes. That we need a Raila in the opposition and everything. Yes, yes. Why is this? You know, nothing was being questioned. Even today, when fuel was nobody to fight. You understand? Nobody can demonstrate. He has said this again and again, and you have refused to listen. Why then do you call him when you are in crisis? This is a chance for him now to be on the top, to now be able to do these things at the top. Because at the end of the day, the buck stops with who? The president. That's it.
And you believe that Raila will be the president?
What do you mean? It's very serious. You don't believe this.
No. I am asking you.
Sad.
Yes.
It's actually sad.
I'm the host here. I'm asking you a question.
No, it's actually sad.
Do you believe that Raila?
Okay, as the host, I don't think it is. It's actually, how would I say? It's disrespect to me as your guest. To ask me.
Jalango?
No, it is disrespect.
You know, this is politics.
No, it
and
is
politics. Politics hakuna mama ya mtu.
Hakuna mama ya mtu.
Yes, but
three things come to play. There are people who've said
yes,
that there are games being played on him.
Yes.
There are people have seen you record things and saying that,
they have seen you record.
Yes, you know, it is only one time that we saw the opposition come to support the incumbent. And that is when Uhuru was coming in to support Kibaki.
Yes.
And they joined up to form PNU. You understand? Which Raila actually beat very bad that time.
Raila beat very bad. You know, you're speaking Luo, not English.
Which Raila beat very bad at that time.
Yeah.
And this is also
the moment
a very strange time.
Comes, yeah.
But then you've seen what has been happening during this time of the handshake when they joined. Actually, a lot has really changed. If you haven't seen, there's a lot of calm, people are doing business well, people are not, even where we have the strongholds of some other politicians, they can actually say that they're enjoying the freedom of, at the end of the day,
expression.
Everything, you understand? And now that is what we want to enjoy more from next year. It's going to be one of the biggest Mandela moments in Africa.
So, and the journey, who are your competition in Langata?
So far, I've not seen any.
Okay.
The number of people I've seen are jokers who must know very well that this thing is not for jokes.
Yes, it's people's lives.
This is people's lives. You can't come and just declare yourself you want to be the MP. You don't have an agenda. All you have is a designer to put a poster for you. Anybody, even in this CBC, has made my son be able to design a poster. Anybody can do that and anybody can declare. You understand?
Yes.
This thing is not a joke.
Yes.
But the honors still remains with the ODM as a party to have a free and fair nomination
process.
To have the right person in every right constituency who won
to
be able to run that flag.
Yes.
If they mess it up, it will be losing more seats. And that's the worst thing of having a president with no people to support him in parliament.
Yes.
All right. So let's have credible nominations. If we lose, we support whoever.
The person has won.
So that we all, but I'm telling you, I'll be in the ballot box.
And this is the moment for the young people.
This is it. If you want to be part of the new political dispensation and leadership that will take this country for the next 3-4 decades, this year is the year of a lot of transition, a new president, new leadership, new change, new everything.
New ideas.
2027 will just be another walkover and everything.
Yes.
This is very important because a lot of things are coming to change. Yes.
So Jalango, so in your day-to-day life, and this is now the platform, the tech you rely on to make your work easier. So like which phone would you go for, iPhone or
I'm an Android guy.
Yes. Oppo.
I've always had Android forever.
Yes.
Oppo any day. We have Reno 6 5G right now, which is the latest phone.
Yes.
Yes.
There's none you want to give out because you're giving out people.
No, I'll organize with the team. We'll find you one.
You'll give. I don't want because I'm an iPhone.
Oh, you're an iPhone guy.
But I'll give out to one of the viewers.
Then I'll give you Oppo and you check it out. Then decide.
If you want to join in a computer, Mac or Windows.
Mac any day.
Saa zile umeamka asubuhi 3 a.m. You want to go to work, you get to 4 a.m. Which are some of the websites you visit?
Wow.
So you check the news, what happened at night.
The first one I check at jalangotv.com.
Yes.
Which is a very active website.
Yes.
And the team works well, and they have all
a lot of content.
I check our Tungu definitely, just to plug in.
Yes. To see the crazy thing they wrote.
Stop writing bad things about me. Tell your team. Tell your team.
You know, somebody when I was telling you, somebody was calling me. I don't even count to this.
Tell your team to call me.
Okay.
And ask
me. In fact, I'll start putting controls because I think because I don't even.
If they have numbers of people,
yes,
they can just call and say, Jalas, hello, we've seen you've joined Wash. How much have you been washing? Before you write, it will be easier.
So
Citizen.
The website is Citizen.
Also good for the local. Then I go for CNN. Also big for international. BBC also works well, so that I can have
self-improvement websites. You know, like you want to do some training, you want to know how you should be doing, how you should.
I do a lot of YouTube videos.
Yes,
because they're more practical. You can actually watch. Yes,
that's very nice. Thank you so much, Asante Sana. You have a smartwatch? Do you use a smartwatch? Can interest you with
No. I have one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oppo comes with a complete smartwatch and.
This is the problem of being a brand.
No. I love it actually.
Yes.
I love it so much.
I see. You know the funny thing with Oppo. I'll be honest with them. Is that Oppo is a very interesting brand because I buy Oppo a lot, but I don't use it. So
it's the world #1 phone right now.
I don't even look at the #1. I check. You know, I'm a phone user because I'm a techie. So I'm a phone user who looks at the best feature, and Oppo beats them in some of the key features. You know, like ease of use. So if today I have a work at home where I'm building, and I want them to be sending me reports every day for what has happened in the farm, so I just buy them Oppo.
Cheers. What a beautiful coffee moment.
Jalango. That's very nice. So thank you so much, Jalango.
Yes.
Utuna watu.
Humanity and the people.
Humanity and people. 2022.
Langata constituency.
Langata constituency. Your MP.
Start supporting my campaign.
Or start getting used to your MP.
That's it. No, they're already used to me. I've been here.
Yes.
They know me.
Yes.
So
I'm very happy about the projects. I told you I was meeting some mechanics, and they told me that you really support.
I work with a very good company.
Yes.
Called Cooper Kenya. Allow me to say this.
Yes.
Cooper Kenya is a very small organization. Cooper Kenya is Kenya Urban People Association, who decided that, you know what, instead of our money being used for funerals and all, you know, you go to Mwenyewe's office, he has 2 trays in his table, funerals and school. Somebody tells you that his bill for funeral per year is more than 20 million. 1 to 50,000 there, 50,000 there. You get? And sad enough, funerals is one of the biggest campaign platforms. But we can change all that. Why celebrate people when they're dead? We also need to celebrate people when they're alive, be part of their lives. So Cooper Kenyan decided to come together with more than 86,000 members now. And all you do is pay 100 shillings per month to be able to cater for your mortuary bill, the clothes, the casket, the hearse, the transport, lowering gear, tents, seats, and everything. The whole funeral package. What most insurance call the last expense.
Yes.
But with the last expense, they will give you money, like 100,000.
50,000.
What would you do with 100,000 at a funeral? Caskets alone, 20,000. Mortuary bill, another thing. Transport, gari peke yake 70. You can't. But as we came together to make sure that works. Yeah. So check out Cooper Kenya and all. That's how I've been
it's not the old Cooper Kenya for manufacturing.
No. Cooper Kenya is different. Kenya Urban People Association.
Yeah. Oh, it's KU. Okay.
K-U-P-A.
Not C-O-O. I was thinking of...
My CEO is called John. Amazing guy.
Oh, really?
That's
nice.
how I've been able to support a lot of this mortality during this hard time of COVID, where we give everything. Instead of calling Harambes, Nini, Kupa Kenya just comes and take over. People need to join.
You guys join Kupa Kenya, plug in, Lipa 100 bob?
Per month.
100 bob per month, and
you can also put your parents.
Yes.
Because there's no doubt, our parents at this time.
And sometimes if unnatural things don't happen, they will go before us.
Before us.
Yes.
So that you don't have WhatsApp groups all over collective.
Yes. And some of them are fake WhatsApp groups. Fake.
Hey,
in Siasa, in politics, you see. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jalango, for coming in. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Thank you for the nice life experience and also the mentorship for the young people. And you have to do the training.
No problem.
You have to walk in and tell them that you have to use the platform. And also I hope that you'll start using Facebook more, because I think that we have not exploited Facebook. Facebook Watch.
Yeah, okay, Facebook Watch.
Yes, I think
you need to teach me about that.
The Facebook Watch. And this is where we'll come and sit and share lessons, because I think it's very interesting. If you make money, I make money.
That's true.
Thank you so much, Jalango, Phelix Odiwuor. Phelix Odiwuor who?
Kodhe Otuchi. My name is Phelix Odiwuor Kodhe Otuchi, but I'm going to sign a deed. I've already started to do the deed poll to have my name as Jalango. It will appear twice, like Miguna. But the congratulations for the amazing work.
You have to do that because before you fall down, before you get poor, and people
that's where the problem is.
People start fundraising for
these things about building in the village. Yes. I have a group called the Boys Who Build in the Village. So we go back and support each other to make sure that we have a good place back in the village.
Yes.
And you start with your parents, if they're alive, make sure that your parents are in a good place.
Yeah.
Then you put something for yourself.
Yes.
Alai, I don't want, if you're coming to visit me, I start calling from when we are just in Nakuru, oh, please, ile nyumba ya so, or to any kuku, no. Or we get to Kisumu and we can't go to the village. Or we get home and we sleep in the center. No, you come home and you relax.
Lala nyumbani.
Lala nyumbani.
Ka nyumbani.
And it's something you need to tell
even if your parents are not there, I think, and also you have siblings, you see, just make the house nice, your parents' house.
My idea for making a nice home at home was to inspire the young people out there in my village. Anytime they see my house, they look at it and they're told that Mana uka Jalango, hapo ni kwa Jalas. What did he do? He worked hard, he left, he went, put work. That's why he came back and put.
So you built in Homa Bay?
No, I'm from Siaya.
Game? Yeah,
Game.
So your Game, which was in...
And I used to live in Homa Bay, born and bred, but my shags is in Siaya.
Siaya, okay.
It's like people in Nairobi, Kiambu is not their home. Nairobi is not their home.
Nairobi is not their home.
Kiambu
is home. Yeah. But people in Waititi, it's Waititi.
Let's go.
Asante sana. Thank you so much.
Asante sana for coming. I wish you well with your political journey.
Nyando, you should come. And our Mbui, we are still waiting for it.
No, Nyando, you have to take.
Yes, our Mbui, we need to activate it. I saw you guys were roaming somewhere. Where was it?
In the village. Me, I'm a village boy. Every weekend, if I'm not having gigs.
Yes.
Village. Yes.
Asante sana. Luo Festival?
Coming up heavily. We messed up.
Yes.
Our back end was not looking good with COVID. More than over 5,000 tickets sold. When we showed the team, they said there was no way it was going to happen. We're just waiting for a small window.
Yes. Kidogo tu.
And they say gathering.
Allowed. You will. I know you will market like the world is ending.